Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Focus on Liberia. My name is Dennis Jai, and we are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. In our broadcast tonight, we are hosting members of the Association of Bong Miners in the diaspora. They are having their convention very shortly. They've been doing a lot of wonderful things they want to share with us tonight, and also encourage Bong miners all over the world to attend the convention and do what they have been doing in promoting this association. We want to welcome our viewers from across the globe. Focus on Liberia. This is where we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. The Association of Bong Miners in the diaspora. That's one of the good things that is happening right here in the diaspora. With me from the Bong Miners Association, I have Mr. Benedict Phillips. He's the president of the Association of Bong Miners. Mr. Phillips, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jar. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And this is your second time, I believe, on Focus on Liberia. So you look like a familiar face now. Welcome again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I also want to welcome the chairman of the board of directors of the Association of Bong Miners in the diaspora. That's my own man from Lowell, Massachusetts, Mr. Samuel Gaje Brown. Deacon, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jai. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
I promoted you. You're not Deacon yet.
No, I'm not Deacon yet.
Yeah. All right.
Head of the Orchard Department.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Brown, welcome to Focus on Liberia. This is your first time. And so, by the way, we want to give you our ceremonial cola and say, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you so much.
Right. We want to welcome all our viewers. This is the Association of Bong Miners in the diaspora. Let me start with, I know we're here before we discuss Bong mines. So let's start with first telling us about this association. And let me start with the president. Mr. President, tell me a little bit about your association.
Thank you very much, Dennis. And again, I'd like to express my thanks and appreciation to the crew of Focus on Liberia for such a good work and having us back here on this platform. Well, where do I begin? I always begin with all good things come from bone mines. I know the last time I was here it was not debatable at all. The Association of Bone Miners is an association of members of former residents and their families and associate members of the bone mine community. Bone mines is not a small or strange place. Has one of the most productive places on the face of the Liberian landscape. It's produced a lot of good things. Bone mines gave us a very solid foundation, Dennis, that has made most of the folks who've lived in bone mines or interacted with people from bone mines to thrive wherever they are in the world today. And so we want to build upon that. And we've come together as an association to give back to that very unique community that meant so much to us, that gave us the foundation upon which we thrive today, regardless of where we are in the entire world. And so I'm pleased to have been able to have served this association as one of its presidents, and really, really pleased to have this dynamic group of people who are selfless and give to service and give back to their folks.
Thank you. Let me go to the board of directors chair, Mr. Brown, to tell me a little bit more, especially your role as a chairman of the board of directors. Tell me more about Bong Association and what have you been up to in your group?
Mr. Jai, the very first thing to let you know is that Bong was where I was born. So the Association of Bong means so much to me as compared to others. And we born in Bong Mines. I know nothing else but Bong Mines. So Bong Mines is as close to my heart as anything else. And when I'm doing my yearly planning, the first thing that I put on my calendar is the Association of Burma Convention. It's the first thing on my calendar. So it tells you how serious Burma is to me. And Mr. Ja, Burma was a very great place for those who passed through Burma, those who were born in Burma, and those who visited Burma will tell you the importance of that city. I mean, we were like a light for other people. We were shining all through the day. So when people come to Burma, you know you come to something great. So Burma, I won't be able to explain to you the greatness as compared to others. But for me, I will tell you that I don't know what you ever passed through Burma, Mr. Ja. If you did, you have the memories of Burma. All those who
Right.
passed through that city will tell you where it was. We were so unique in all ways. People from Burma are very competitive in all structure and nature. They are people who want the best for themselves. So when you see a Burma somewhere, you'll be able to recognize them because they're always shining. Very
Yeah.
bright people.
My connection with Bong mines, or what I remember of Bong mine, is not so pleasant. Unfortunately, because my mom was sick, and that was the last minute rush was to go to Bong mine because they said that's the best hospital. That was 1988, and we didn't even get to the hospital when she passed. So I was not
Mm.
even able to see Bong mines, and then we turned back. But anytime I visit Liberia again, I'm sure I'm going to go there. So thank you. I was and as you were talking, Mr. Brown, I was showing some pictures here. So let me put the pictures back up because before we even get into our discussion, I want you to tell me more. So let me go to you, Mr. President. I'm seeing some pictures here and some people smiling. Just briefly tell me about those pictures.
So you have, these are all convention pictures. When bone miners meet, we have a very intense relationship with each other. We are brothers and sisters first. We cherish that connection, that connectivity that we've had as kids of bone mines, or as workers or brothers and sisters when we connect at these conventions. And so it's all smiles. You see, bone miners are very unique folks, as the board chair said. We raise money. When we raise money, we raise money with fun. We love doing it. It is like, it brings joy to us. So it's not like pulling and hauling. It's basically uniquely done that way. So you see mostly these pictures, the one in the green, Association of Bone Miners in Liberia. I had gone there when we did that presentation at the hospital. The ones in the green were some of the pictures from Liberia. Those other ones are from Charlotte Convention. The blue are our first convention in Philadelphia. That was when I was newly elected as president of this association. We had our first convention 4 years ago, July 2017. And from that time, it's just been growing and growing and growing. And we've built an association from membership of like 17, 18 to membership of like 383 right now. So we are growing, and we bone miners are all over and coming together in a good way to give back to bone mines.
Right. And we see a lot of these association, first of all, I'm curious because Bong Mines, that's in Bong County, right?
That
But
is right.
it's like it brings together people from different backgrounds, different ethnic, religious, different persuasions. So, as a group with so many people from different countries, what make people to really want to give back to Bong Mines, even though you are not from Bong County, this person is from Grand Bassa, this person is from Sino, but it looks like it's a magnet. What is it about Bong Association that is making people want to give back? Let it both talk about that because I see him smiling. Mr. Brown.
Mr. Ja, yeah, Mr. Ja, I never saw him and let people give him money and so happy. That's the solution of bond miners. When we see collecting money, you go in our chat room, you see the happiness in the chat room. I never saw that before. And when people giving money, sometimes we just put it through the chat room. In the course of about a month or two, you will see fireworks in the chat room. People happy to see the names. So that's a technique we developed. That when you pay, your name is shown to other people. So as a result, more people are motivated to keep paying the money. So for example, we're contributing for the COVID-19. Mr. Ja, if you had what was going on in that chat room, you would think people competing. People weren't competing, they were just happy to pay. So if you even come now, we connected our due payment, our annual due payment to the convention. It's not part of the convention, but we just connected it for the momentum. If you come in our chat room now, you will see our person, maybe 73% have already paid the annual dues. So that's how competitive we are. We like to contribute to one month. It's a feeling that comes from within. It's not,
I know.
Nobody suffocated, nobody coerced, but they just like to do it. That's the feeling of one minds. That's how great we are.
So Mr. Phillips, people want to give back to their own countries or their own ethnic groups. So we see a lot of trouble, and nothing against that, right?
Correct.
But for Bong Mines, from what you are telling me, this is different. What's the secret? What's the strategy? What is making people want to do this instead of maybe going to their, because people are always part of many organizations that they are given to, and we don't have all that and deeper pockets. So what is the secret?
So let me just piggyback on what the board chair alluded to earlier. So Dennis, in diversity there's strength. So take for instance the United States. What makes this country a great country is basically diversity. So Bong Mines is a conglomeration of all of Liberia. So there are Grandidians, there are Sanoans, there are Cape Mountaineers, there are everyone converging in this little space. And it brought a lot of camaraderie. In Bong Mines, when we were growing up, we didn't know which tribe somebody came from, except they explicitly said it. But even in the schools, we were constructively competing. So if I got a 99 on a test, no one in my classroom was trying to bring me down, but trying to study more to make that 99 even better. And that kind of just went through us as throughout Bong Mines, the competitive spirit, but constructive competitiveness went through us. We didn't care. We basically live in a place that we related to each other. We knew each other's parents, we knew each other's homes. This is a community of over, I guess if I will put a number to it right now, we were over probably over 80,000, 90,000 people in our community, and we connected somehow. Everything brought us together, such that today Bong miners are still connected from that connectivity, and it's just that diversity. I'm not originally from Bong Mines. There are a lot of people that are not originally from Bong Mines. My brother who raised me moved to Bong Mines, was gainfully employed, and brought all his brothers and sisters to obtain higher education, better education, and because that happened, we owe it to that community to kind of give back. So we just like here. I mean, uh, we owe it to the United States for giving us shelter, for giving us what they give us. So it is the same thing that we kind of try to replicate. We talk about this hospital issue. Now, Bong miners are talking about uh, bringing Bong Mine Hospital back to that status of being the greatest hospital in Liberia in this health crisis, for example. Imagine if Bong Mines Hospital comes back to become the best hospital in Liberia. Those who are not able to afford to go to Ghana and other places or abroad, they just need a 1 hour 30 minutes drive to go and get best health care. And these are some of the things that bone miners stand alone and stand way afar from other folks in making sure it is not just about Bong mines, it's also somehow about Liberia.
This is focused on Liberia, and we are talking with the Association of Bong Miners in the diaspora. My guest, Mr. Benedict Phillips, is the president of the association, and Mr. Samuel Gaje Brown is chairman of the board of directors. Let's talk about your convention. There is a pending convention. Give me details about this, and you've had other conventions before. What do you stand to gain out of a convention? Why are you having these conventions before we even come to this one convention?
Is this one for the board chair or for me?
The board chair are big man, so we think he wants to. He can come in anytime.
Okay.
All
right.
President.
Oh, well, all right. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Mr. Ja, we have these conventions for a lot of reasons. First reason is to keep that bond of association. It's important. It's important to convene and see each other, especially in light of this pandemic that has just gone on. Last year, we did not have a convention because of COVID. This year, we are assembling in the state of New Brighton in Minneapolis to have a convention to see each other and recreate that togetherness that we always have cherished and have loved from Bong Mines, first of all. Secondly, then to collect and to fundraise so that we can give back. And it's always a good thing to come together and give money and do all of these things. But it is also our utmost feeling. We want to make sure that our brothers and sisters are okay. We see them at least once a year, or we come together and do and have programs. So our conventions always give us the highest amount of money for fundraisers, and thus we want to keep it that way and make sure that we meet and see our brothers and sisters who we haven't seen. You know, America is tough. It's hard to get a weekend off. And if we have this one weekend in a year that we can come together, raise money, and have fun, we'd like to do that.
So,
yeah,
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman, you can add.
Yeah, Mr.
Go ahead.
Another thing about the convention is that as Ben said earlier, it brings us together. When you get to our convention, you think you're in Bong Mines. The memory will just be flowing because people see you, they know those days. We and don't see us as we are. We make a lot of fun too. We make fun all of each other. So it's like a fun making process, convention, and remembering those great days. So it can be so firing if we get to our convention.
So let me put you on the spot now. Since you talk about those great days, look back in Bong Mines and give me one fun event, that happened to you.
me as a person, Samuel Brown, I played on my school volleyball team, and we became the first volleyball champion in the Republic of Liberia at my high school, one-time school. So that's something I can remember any day. The first volleyball champion.
Wow.
Volleyball champion came from my school, one-time school.
Mr. Philip, what about you? They used to laugh at you, or?
Well, so Mr. Ja, there's so many things when you ask that question, right? But I will, I will go back to my classroom of JDK Baker or Zareda School, Zareda Elementary and Junior High School, or even Bongtown School. I was always the secretary for the class. I don't know how that happened. I hope I become UN Secretary General one day. But I was always the Secretary General for the class. And Mr. Ja, that always entails that you write down the names of noisemakers.
Noisemakers, yeah.
Right? So our school, when we were in like 7th, 8th grade, we used to have some of our big brother there in the class too. So, so you look at small picking like Benedict Philly and tell you to put your name down. and they would intentionally make noise though. They would disturb, and I would still put their names down. But what I used to do is I would submit the name as I'm standing to the door because I have to run. I, I have to once I submit my name, I'm running. I know I was chased so many times, but uh, most of the time that's one of the things I remember. And today when I see these guys, we all still talk about it. But that writing folks' name down and people running behind me, that's something I'll always remember.
Thank you. And let's talk more about the convention. What I'm going to do is we're going to put the conference number up, our number to call. And while it is true that we are going to have people to talk about the convention, what they can do, I want people from Bong Mines to also call and share their fun moment with their fellows right here and what they're going to do when they get to the convention. So let's start the convention right now.
Thank you.
So Bong Miners, the phone lines will be open very soon. What are the expectations? What are you going to do at this convention? What are some of the things that are planned, Mr. President?
So we're going to converge on the 17th, which is a Friday. I intend, however, this is a breaking news, and I like to break it on focus on Liberia. We we uh, we intend to have a presidential barbecue on that Thursday. So for those who want to get in on Thursday, I'm getting in on Thursday just to kind of help out with whatever I can help out, join my hands in. We want to have a presidential barbecue here in Brooklyn Park, and I'm inviting all Bong miners here in Minnesota and those who will be arriving to attend that. That Friday is meet and greet in the evening of those that will be arriving, and immediately thereafter on Saturday we have a business meeting. This is where we are going to have there's business to this as well, Mr. Jar, because in everything you do, accountability and transparency, which is our hallmark of our executives and our current administration. We will be showcasing financial statements and all of what we've been through, dues, and making sure everybody's up to date. And then we're going to have the election that we just talked about. The election this year, the election commission just put out the names of five uh, contestants who are uncontested. So election process is going to be very short this year. Um, so that's also going to happen at the business meeting. And so we're coming out with a new president on the 18th of this month after the convention. We'll be electing a new president who will be taking over the executives, and will be serving the board and the entire membership of the association. We have the fundraising ball this during the evening time. We want to begin.
Hold on a minute. You said there's going to be a new president.
That is correct.
You are turning power over.
That is correct, sir.
No,
the Constitution provides that we serve 2 terms, and I have successfully done that. I was originally elected in 2017 and re-elected by a landslide victory in 2019 in Maryland. And the Constitution provides for 2 successive terms, and those have been completed. And it's now time to hand over power successfully.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Job, let me come in. Let me come in with something small to after what Benedict said. Let me just come in. On this show, I want to tell Ben, thank you so much for the 2 terms. And Ben and one of his COVID members did something that we the board was surprised. They were going to Liberia to do the COVID distribution. So the board called them to a meeting. And at that meeting, we asked them, how are you guys going? And so Ben said, oh no, we'll buy our own ticket and we'll pay for our own ticket. That's what we said. few of the board members said, no, no, you can't pay for your own ticket. We will give you all 50% of the amount. Ben and his co-mates said, no, we don't want no money. Those guys took 37,000 back home and brought back $6,662. So it's unbelievable that someone will take money back and bring it to us. Brought back 6,000 plus. So I want to say, Ben, thank you so much to you and Mr. Skeeter for your work done.
Thank you.
So right now, so for the convention, how someone listening to this and want to get to the convention, first of all, is it only for Bong miners or people from Bannersville too, like me? Am I welcome?
If for Liberians.
Yeah. So the convention. So how people getting there? What is there any cost, or what do you need to do? Who supposed to be there, and what who's the contact person if I want to get to this convention? What's the process?
So if you are a Bong miner and you're hearing this for the first time, go to bongminers.org. That's bongminers.org and fill out a membership form. That's one way, wherever you are, whether you are in Ouagadougou or wherever you are, you can do that. Because this is the Bong Mines Diaspora, you can fill out a form. On that website as well, there is a link to donate to the association for its work. On that, you can do a variety of things. If you have to send us an urgent email, it is bongminerscommunity@gmail.com. So that's bongminerscommunity@gmail.com. So whichever way you can reach us, that's the way to do. Our website is the best way because it's 24/7. You can transact business. You can do any of that there. You can let us know what you are thinking, suggestion, questions of any kind. We and it's very active. If you send me an email, if you send an email out there, the General Secretary, Mr. Emmanuel Ross, or myself will immediately have your issue looked at and solved. I know I was on a flight today to Minneapolis. I'm currently in Minneapolis. I was on a flight today. When I got down, I was trying to just kind of touch base with members around the country. I was able to talk to one of them who said, well, I didn't hear anything about this convention. And so, I'm just encouraging all of us who knows about this convention to keep calling people who we haven't reached out to make sure that the tent continues to expand and the Bong Mines train continues to move.
Every convention, I believe, will have a theme, and there are some things that you target to do. Maybe a theme, special projects. For this convention, what is the goal? And what's the theme? What are some of the targeted projects, and what do you hope to accomplish at the end of this convention?
I'd like to refer to Mr. Brown, but if he wants, I can touch on that.
Well, Mr. Jar, he's going out. He has other projects that he didn't complete. So whether the new administration wants to pick up those projects and continue, we'll get to know from them. But I know the incoming administration has their own project, and I don't know, but maybe they might want to continue. So if they want to, we'll just proceed ahead with those projects. Because Ben intended bringing some doctors back to Liberia that will do some work at the hospital. So those are still pending, and we intended to do some electrical work 1 month as it relates to current for the hospital. Those are still pending. So there are a lot of things that Ben was supposed to do, they didn't complete. So maybe the income administrator will want to continue the project, or we ask the board what they will proceed, but we don't know what they want to do.
And that's exactly on point. The process is continuous, and we because of COVID and all the other interruptions, also we could not do a lot of other things. So the new administration will be. We want to have the new administration start off on a good foot. So we want to raise a lot of money for them to be able to have that buffer to do those things that we weren't able to complete. For example, I know the board chair alluded to electricity. Electricity is a big thing in a hospital. They do have a generator, but that generator requires fuel. So we've been engaging folks in the renewable energy sector to run that hospital out of off of renewable energy, and that process will continue and to make it more efficient for the hospital to have electricity for surgeries to go on and for other things to go on for it to be more manageable because it's very expensive to buy fuel and gasoline and all these other stuff for the hospital. As he alluded to the training of the doctors, our original vision was really to go out of the country, like to Cuba or the Philippines, get some their medical programs are very robust. So we wanted to bring some folks in that will train our doctors so they can train other doctors so that Bong Mines Hospital can be one of the best as it used to be.
Besides members donating, do you have other means of generating funds?
Yes, but there's just one thing. I just don't want to leave out that we're just here for the hospital. Uh, Dennis, as you know, Liberia's problem is it's a plethora of things. Education and health is the main thing in that place. Also, agriculture. We want to get over there and kind of teach people, kind of get them into a lot of other things. We're just starting. We don't want people to think that we are just giving and giving and giving. We want to train and we want to be able to kind of give folks the opportunity to be able to help themselves. So it's not just throwing stuff at them and throwing money at them. Um,
Ben, 1 minute,
yeah.
let me interrupt you and bring you this special announcement.
Okay.
Teresa Maverick, Bong Mines, my birthplace. I'm a daughter of Terry Bonge. How can I join? I just thought we should talk about this even before we move ahead.
My sister Teresa, I am so pleased to hear this, and I want you to please start by going to www.bongminers.org. Bongminers.org. Fill out the form, and but that way we'll have your email address. Send us an email if you want to bongminerscommunity@gmail.com, and I will get back in touch with you today if I get that.
Thank you. And guess what? We have a caller here, look like from Monrovia. Caller
Oh,
from Liberia. Caller, you are live. Your name and where you calling from?
Hello, I'm Solomon. Solomon Chola calling from Liberia.
Solomon Chole, your father was pastor in Bong Mines. I know that. How are
You
you?
got it right, Dennis. You got it right.
Solomon, you are live. Your friends are here.
I just first like to thank Mr. Ben Phillips and our chairman, Mr. Brown, for job well done over the years. Actually, they have served well. We in Liberia and the community felt their impact over the years that they have served. And actually, I want to salute them for job well done. I just wish that the incoming leadership can continue the work and the path of the foundation that this administration has left.
Thank you, Solomon. Let me ask you one question before you leave.
Go ahead.
All right, because I believe you are in Monrovia now, right?
I became Monrovia and Bong Mines.
Oh, okay. Because I'm curious how those of you that are from Bong Mines, you are scattered all over the country now. Some in Monrovia, some in maybe Buchanan or somewhere. How do you guys work with the people in America to make sure that you still give back to Bong Mines, even though some of you don't even live in Bong Mines anymore?
Let me start off with the phrase, all good things come from Bong Mines.
Really? All of you know this?
Yes, yes. And so we are just a unique kind of people. Wherever we are, wherever we are placed to work, to serve, we assume that our kind of make it. Young manners, Mr. John, just take this from me. Young manners everywhere, in position or in place of work or perhaps in service, will always be a Bong manners. You will know, you will ask. I remember when I entered Monrovia from Bong Mines, displayed by the wall. I was in SES school. And in 12th grade, the teacher introduced binomial expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it in 10th grade while they were teaching it in 12th grade. So by the time you said classwork, by the time he turned around, I finished already, I get the photo and he said, no, you, which school you came from? I said, Bond High School. He said, stand up. And I stood up. He told the rest of the classmates, look, the school that man calling is not school, every flag post too. It is a school that I have gone as a teacher, I've gone as a student from university and make research. They have library, they have all type of libraries. And so, both manners, the foundation is there, the love is there, a community, as the president said, a community that live close to 80 to 90,000 persons, but still a family.
Thank you.
In pre-war, in post-war. So that force is still drawing us together, whether you're in Europe, whether you're in America. Once they say Bong Mines, you say yes, that's my neighbor's strength.
Wow. Thank you so much, Solomon.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for recognizing my late father.
All right, thanks.
Let me just, I don't know, Dennis, if Mr. Chile is gone, but I want to also return the admiration somehow. Just the recently distribution for COVID-19 relief that we did last year. The Association of Bong Miners in Monrovia was very instrumental in helping us to kind of make sure that the project went smoothly. And Mr. Chile was a great part of that. He did some enumeration of the nearby villages and the Bong Mines as a whole and all its surroundings to make sure that everyone that was earmarked to get a bag of rice and all of these other COVID relief items that we took, that they were fairly and equally distributed. We in this manner would like to thank the Association of Bong Miners in Monrovia, President Buffett Lloyd, through our collaboration as well, that made these things happen. So we are very thankful to them. In this public manner, I've worked with them for the past 4 years. I'd like to thank them also for the collaborative effort, and I recognize the hard work and the challenges that they have in Liberia. I want to assure them that we will still have their backs. We continue to work together.
If you're watching us, this is Focus on Liberia. Conversation is with the Association of Bong Miners in the diaspora. If you want to join the conversation, please call the number that is on the screen, 605-313-6004. The code is 791403. If you even have nothing to say much, you can still share your Bong Mines experience, and your other Bong Miners will be very excited to hear that. Let me ask you maybe this question. What's going on now in Bong Mines? This was a company area. People work for the company. I don't know if the company is still there or if there's any company. What's going on there now, and how are people still living there?
So, Mr. John,
I was coming before Ben. Ben has a.
Go ahead.
I was coming before Ben. Right now, you have. We learned there's a company called the China New that is there doing some mining up the of the mines, and the locals are doing mostly farming. Go to dirty. We had a place called Dirty Water where the iron ore there used to be. That where they go and do farming daily. So there, some of them have been absorbed by China and Union, but many of them don't have work to do. So personally, those who in Burma, I won't lie to you, I don't know some of the people, but by the fact that they live in Burma, we connected because I feel for them. But the place is inhabited by strangers. Most of the people are people from outside Burma, but they have other Burmans there. But where job to do is not there. So we're trying to see what we can do as an association to get them to do things. So right now they're all watching our China Union what they do, but China Union is not absorbing too many people. So
Ben, you were just there. What did you
yeah,
see?
Well,
yeah.
just exactly as described. When I started going back to Liberia in the last few years, with the first time I returned to that beautiful city I described at the beginning of this interview, it was just breathtakingly disastrous. All the institutions, all the offices, all the homes. Um, at the time, some of them were still habitable, but then China Union reached um, an agreement with the previous government. They wanted to reclaim the concession area. And now the concession area includes habitable parts of what Bong Mines Company has built, the camps, for example, Benduma, Kamwalki, Bodota, Bongtown, and the rest of it. Um, Bongtown was because I guess the way it was structured was a beautiful little camp in a bush. The trees were still there, so when the war came, folks were, I guess, when the Germans left, were afraid to live in those bushes, so they left those houses, and people looted them and took everything out, the wires of the wall and everything. So that their first camp went. I mean, in less than 5 years, and then the other camps were still habitable until quite recently, when the then government, the past government, and China Union reached an agreement to evacuate the residents of those places because they wanted to reclaim the areas for concession. They paid the residents out, and as you leave the house, they took the roof out, so you can't go back in. So as a result, Dennis, Cambodia, I was there last August. Just one of the circles where I used to live. I stood there and I couldn't see the sun because the trees have covered the place so much. I mean, it is really a forest now,
Hmm.
um, including Bodota, the rest of the other camps, Benduma, that was still habitable, but it's not anymore because of the idea that they took the roofs out. This is another part of the story that we can't talk about because we are apolitical. But we thought the institutions like the hospital and one of the schools are still there. And this is something we can start with and help our community from there. We hope the price of iron ore plummeted on the international market. So
Hmm.
China Union is not actively sending ore anymore, but they have their facility there. They have a skeletal staff that is still
Hmm.
there, but not really interacting or doing anything for the folks. And
Hmm.
that's when we want to come in and try to help and do what we can. It's a sad story. I wish your mom has lived a little bit so you would have reached Bone Mines Hospital. It would have been like it would have captivated you, and that place would have been in your memory up to today. But you know, it is what it is. That's what it
Yeah.
says here in the U.S. So we want to be able to be there. We want to stay in the gap. We don't
Yeah.
want to blame anyone. That's for me how I
Yeah.
take it. I
So,
can't
so,
blame
so
anyone.
Mr.
Yeah.
Phillips, even though you're apolitical, But are you working with anyone like the Bong County Superintendent, the Bong County Caucus? What help are you getting from the political leaders or the leaders of the area? Because I mean, you can't get anything done if you are not getting any support.
That is correct. Our other arm of the Association of Bone Miners in Monrovia, are intensely into collaborative effort with the current representation of the of uh, usually when we do things in bone mines, we have all of the chiefs, the elders, the superintendent, and all the stakeholders. So we try to collaborate with them. Even on these hospital projects, we try to make sure that they are included. We are aware that nothing goes on without some kind of help or some kind of a knowledge base from these individuals. We try to make sure that we have a good working relationship with them.
And what help are you getting, and both of you, from the locals, or even the officials? Because that place is also probably district number something, right? Where people go canvas and all that stuff.
District number
Are-
7.
Number seven, are they giving you a hard time? Are people asking you for bribes? Are the people, the local people you are going to help, are they cooperating, or are they thinking that, hey, you're supposed to pay us? Because in my mother hometown, they want to build a school, but people in the town say you got to pay us to dig the sand. So what is it like working in bong mines?
So that's where Bone Mines is different again, I guess. The the residents, as you saw in that video preceding this interview, as you saw in that video, they are helpful. They are there. They are willing to do stuff and make sure that help comes. So a little bit different in Bone Mines. It's a little bit different. There's no resistance to giving help. The connection, and I will give that credit to the Association of Bone Miners in Liberia. They've always engaged the people. They've always been there for them. So when you go to bone mines, you say Association of Bone Miners. That the doors open for you. That's the people who they know are always there for them. Before we even start doing stuff in bone mines, the Association of Bone Miners in Liberia has been giving medicines in their own weak ways to the hospital, giving school stuff and all of that. So they've made that mark. They really have paved that way and have cultivated that relationship with the with all the stakeholders in that part of the country. They've been very very good. So the relationship is good.
So really, this is true. All good things come from bong mines.
That
Let me read some comments here. This one is from Jute Juchele. That's Emmanuel. Say all good things come from bong mines, and that's something that I keep hearing over and over. Solomon who calls it a great president, Ben Phillips. Melvin Dawn is saying, great job, guys. Thanks for keeping the torch burning. I've earlier read the comments from Teresa. Solomon is saying, thanks for your invaluable services to the Association of Bong Miners. Amos Colley, thank you, Dennis, for hosting our community and association leaders. Frederick Solo, good evening from the capital of Monrovia, Liberia. I'm Frederick B. Solo, joining you guys from Battery Factory, Fifth Island Community, Japan Freeway, respectively. Welcome, thanks for watching. Mr. Colley says his name is John Colley. George Toto, Bongtown School had a good soccer team. But Toto, did you play on that soccer team? I don't think so. I played number 7 for my junior high. Abraham say, I want to say hi to Mr. Samuel Brown. Ziggy said, thanks to you all for always striving to give back to our root, that is Bong Mines. Don say, great job, guys. Mr. Al is watching from his end. And I'll say Bong Mines is in our hearts. Those are profound statements, Mr. Brown. you earlier talk about this being your
Yeah,
birthplace,
and
and now this person
Mr.
saying Bong Mines is in our heart. That is like he's confirming what you said earlier.
yes.
What are you doing? To as a chairman of the board, maybe Ben comes to you say these are the projects we're going to do, or this is what we're going to do. What do you look at to approve things that's supposed to be carried on in Bong Mines as the chairman of the board?
The very first thing, Mr. Jack, I have a very strong board, very strong board. I respect my board members. I have Brother Paul Myers, and Sister and Samuel Scott, Sister Derek Brown, and Brother Isaac Smith. Very strong people. Even if I call them in 1 minute, they went to assemble. So there's nothing from the board, I mean from the executive that we don't discuss. Once they send it to us, I call an urgent meeting. And once we see it valuable for the people of Beaumont, we say let it go. But if there was a problem, we say no. Even last year, January, June, July, Ben and myself had a misunderstanding. And I asked Ben a simple question. They were about to go to Beaumont. And I said, Ben, can you give the board the financial breakdown of what you guys going to do? Ben had a serious problem with it. He got confused, called executive. He said, why do they want the information? And he got so annoyed. Almost a week, Ben and myself, we weren't communicating because he didn't want to submit to the board. And I told Ben, I don't care what you do, you give us the information. But before the day ended, he brought those information and we perused them and we saw the need to say you guys can go ahead. So I told Ben, playing doing the the association job is one thing. Playing as friend is another thing. You're gonna give us the report, and he did give us the report. And all of us looked through the report and we thought that it was correct, and we said you guys can go ahead. So once the report wasn't correct, we objected to it. But Ben being understanding with the board, and we work as a team. So it's been very great. And before I end, and before I go up, Mr. Jar, I want to take this time to express our thanks and appreciation to bond manners wherever they are. This thing is not a force, nobody coerced, nobody subjugated to give anything to the association. But the willingness to give to bond man has been so touching for us. We always enjoy this group. To be very frank, people got other activities to do. They got a family, they got school to do, but they still donate to Bowman. So that's a blessing in disguise. We tell you all, thank you, Bowman. Thank you so much. And those other people who have contributed to Bowman, who haven't gone to Bowman, we say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Association of Bong Miners in the America. Can people who never live in Bong Mines, can they join?
The simple answer to that is absolutely 100% yes.
Thank you.
Anybody sympathetic to the cause,
Right.
anybody who loves a transparent organization, anybody who loves an organization that does tangible things that are verifiable in a community can join us.
Thank you. I really enjoyed talking about Bong Mines, and it's making me to really think about, how you can maybe collaborate with other organizations, because some it looked like you are doing something right and it's working for you. How can we learn from you? How can other organizations learn from what you are doing so that we can have, you know, other Bong Mines association around the country so that other people will learn the good things you're doing? How can you help us, Ben?
Well, first and foremost, Mr. Ja, um, transparency helps. Okay. So it doesn't help an organization to raise money for a convention or a project and then wait 12 months later, have a convention, raise money, and have another project, and wait and go again 12 months later, have another convention, raise money, and have another project. There's three conventions, three projects, three fundraisers, and nothing to show. So it's hard to get money in this country. All of us on this platform and those who are listening know that. Our secret is simple. We are transparent. We are accountable to every penny that comes to us. And we want to show it either when you give it, when we spend it, and how we spend it. and that is a hallmark that we will always carry. Want to make sure that our intention for our community is selfless. It's not to get money and buy a shirt or go do whatever with it, and continue to push to do the right things always, not some of the time, but all of the time. When you get the dues and you get all the hard-earned money from these people.
Yeah.
Our association is diverse, is big. It has a lot of people. It got rich people, it got poor people, it got everybody in between. But we are all helping. We are all helping. And when somebody give that $25 to you, spend it well. Make sure that they know where it's going.
Thank
So
you.
the secret is very simple. For me, it is transparency,
Transparency.
transparency, transparency. And
Thank
Mr.
you.
Jha, let me just end on this. Um, the scenario I alluded to first is exactly what goes on in these associations that you talk about. Um, you can't I think you have to empower the members too. Everybody has a responsibility. The members have a responsibility. The officials have a responsibility. The members need to find out, look, if I went to a convention this year, I spent $200 there. I don't hear anything for 12 months, and you want another. What is it? We want something verified. What have you done? And most of this time, we just, some people just go for the enjoyment part of it, the dancing and all this other stuff, and forget what happened in between. And we need to empower. That's the only way we can empower other organizations. You
Thank
have
you.
to be transparent.
Thank you. Uh, Patrick said, great. It's all about bunk minds. John Blimmy, my profound gratitude to you, gentlemen, for keeping the bunk miners at heart. Great job. Uh, Amos is asking for the number to call. Amos, we are almost out of time, but just in case you want to squeeze something in, call my number directly. It's on the screen. We said Colley say live from Bong Mine, working central office in Bong Mine. My name is John Colley. So John is so thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming and sharing your Saturday with us. I want to, just get your closing comments. If there's anything you want Bong miners to know, what would that be? And what would be the last thing? Even those who maybe from Bong Mines never heard of the organization, or not even from Bong Mines, what is it that you want us to do? What is your call to action? Your parting comment, sir. Let me start with the board chair.
Well, Mr. Jack, I want to tell Bomb, I want you all to know we're not problem free. There will always be some
Mr.
problem.
Chairman, before you can let Amos say something. Amos, you're live. Go ahead quickly. You have 1 minute so we can close.
Okay, Dennis, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to say one or two things. And I also want to say thank you to Mr. Benedict Phillips for all of the hard work that he has been doing, and Mr. Sam Brown. One thing I want to inject here is that we as ball miners come from a very unique community. People back in the days did not know that ball mine was a special place. We produce a lot of productive people. When he came to the sporting side, we did a lot of things. Ball mines contributed a lot of good players to the Michael Barrow, the Ivy, and even the Doom Star, to name a few, Alexander, Tio, Simeon Pelemo, Colomling, and Friday Roberts, even the president today, because we played third division together, third division football together, along with Chile, who is vying for the vice presidency. So this community that we come from is just not all small community within the county. When people talk about the melting pot, Bong mines actually represent the melting pot in Bong County and Liberia. Just as Benedict Phillips said, you find people from diverse communities, diverse counties. People came from all over the place. We had the best schools in Liberia back in the days. Okay? People do not even know that a vice president of the Republic of Liberia passed away in the Bond Mining Company Hospital, James E. Green, because the Bond Mining Company had the best hospital back in the 70s and in the early 80s. So what I want to say is that, Benedict, you have been doing a very wonderful and good job. And I want to say thank you that you did the best. You and your team did the best. And unfortunately, I will not be with you guys in the next 2 weeks because it all started in Minnesota.
Yes,
But
indeed.
it is our thing. It is our community. And the best we can do is to promote the image of Bong miners. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Colley. Mr.
Thank
Brown,
you, MS.
Mr. Brown, go ahead, your concluding statement.
Yeah, Mr. Ja, Mr. Ja, and to the body and all Burmans from the listing by the Election Commission, it presupposes that our next leader might be a woman or will be a woman, a lady. I want you to accord that lady the best respect, that we can work as a team. There will be problems, there will be misunderstanding, but we can iron those things. We can work as a body and an association and solve problems together. So I beg you all, let's give the incoming administration the respect she needs, that we all can be born minors and not different people. I thank you all.
Thank you. Mr. Phillip, your closing comments.
Well, Mr. Ja, thank you so much. I want to first thank Focus on Liberia for giving us this platform today to reach our members. I want to thank God for giving me the life and my executive the life to kind of be able to do what we have been able to do for the past 4 years for our people. Even though our our time as association presidents and executives are coming to an end, it's coming to an end, it does not mean our service to our community is coming to an end. I want to remind folks, even I don't need to be the president to make sure that we keep working for our people. I will be a flow member as of the 19th of this month, and I will work as the hardest flow member to make sure to support the new administration and to support members to still reach out to people and make sure that we are part of this community to give back to our folks. I want to really, at this juncture, also really embrace our membership. They have been with us from 0 to 100, Dennis. I mean, I'm telling you, this is it is very emotional how we've been we've started and where we are today. It has been for the members of the Association of Bone Miners that have really, really stood with us in dark days, in hard days, in COVID days, supported us, giving their hard-earned dollars. Then it's last May, in 26 days, we raised $45,000.
Wow.
This is not, Dennis. This is not a pledge. I'm talking about cash because in 26 days. So when we talk about the uniqueness of the people of Bong Mines, that's what I'm talking about. So it just will baffle me that someone gave you this kind of trust. Someone entrusts you and say, "We trust you to do this," and you fall flat on your face. Bong Mines Association, the Association of Bong Miners is different. We are going to continue to work to make sure we as the songwriter says, we're not Bill Gates, but we will make it happen. Uh,
Right.
Basically, this association is here to stay. We will always be together. We will always make sure that this association of Bong Miners does what it wants to do. Uh, Before I close, I want to thank the board. Uh, As Sam alluded to earlier, one of the things that really crashes organizations, that's this board, executive, whatever power sharing stuff,
Yeah.
making things political. Who has the bigger head, who has the bigger width, and who has the bigger responsibility. We come together for one thing and one thing only. We come together for a purpose, and that is to make sure we give back to Bong Mines, to make sure that our community is the best, to make sure that the foundation is given us is not for nothing. Um, and I want to end by thanking my big brother Danny Phillips, who, in his good wisdom, brought me from that village to bring me to Bone Mines to make sure that I got the best education. That that from Bone Mines to Germany to the United States and everywhere, all of the contact and places that I've been, I thank him. And this is bringing it really home. But our community means a lot to us. Bone miners mean a lot to me. All of them are my brothers and my sisters, regardless of anything. We will embrace each other and forge forward. I'm looking forward to this convention. Everyone, if you can come, come. We will make it happen. We're here. If you got to just let us know. You need somewhere to sleep. You get your plane fare, but you need somewhere to sleep in the hotel. All this stuff, we can kind of coordinate. And there are a lot of bunk miners here who are willing to give a space in their rooms or something to make you sleep for the convention. We're here for each other. So I like to close on that and thank again from the bottom of my heart. Even though I will be ending my presidency, I'm not ending my service to Bong Mines because it's bigger than myself. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you so much for coming. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock, join us here at Focus on Liberia, where we're going to be discussing the vice script with researcher Charles Raleigh. So please come and learn everything you need to know about the vice script. Then at 8 o'clock, we're going to be having Princess Fatu Givlo and her and other Liberian musical legends to pay tribute to the fallen Basil King, Caesar Gata. That will be 8 o'clock tomorrow, right here on Focus on Liberia. Then on Monday, we're going to be hosting, Eula is going to be hosting her, going to be having her convention and they will be having elections. So on Monday, we're going to be hosting the Eula election, ad hoc election commission. We'll also be hosting the Eula debates right here on Focus on Liberia. On Wednesday, the vice presidential debate. And then on Saturday, the same way we're going to have the presidential debate is right here. Also, don't forget, Focus on Liberia turned 4 years old on August 27. And so next Sunday, we're going to have a little celebration. So join us right here on Focus on Liberia, where we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for coming, and thank all bunk miners for the work that you do. That's what we like to see, always giving back to our communities back in Liberia.
And Dennis, can I just say one more thing, please?
Sure, sir.
All good things come from Bong Mines.
And you really want me to believe that? No, from tonight I believe it. All good things come from Bong Mines because I saw the videos, I saw the pictures, and I have people who come from Bong Mines, that I know, and I continue to hear good stuff. So thank you so much for the work that you do. I want to thank all our viewers for staying here with us tonight. Whether you come from Bong Mines or even those in Bong Mines, whether you come from Bong Town or the camp that is closed now, whether you are from Bong Mines or you are from Yekepa or you are from Sino, we are all Liberians. And whatever we do, let's put Liberia first and make that country a glorious land of liberty. And that's why we always end with the song that says, we are all Liberians. Good night and God bless you.
We are